Today we are going into the 10 best places to visit in Germany. So, to help you narrow down your options, here are just a few of the best places to visit in Germany. 1. Berlin, the capital of cool. Exciting and vibrant, Germany's capital is the center for all that is hip in the worlds of art, fashion, music, and design. The city is teeming with amazing architecture and there are plenty of fun things to do in Berlin. Whether you fancy getting a culture fix at the numerous museums and art galleries, haggling at the various flea markets, or delving into the city's trendy restaurant and bar scene, you won't be short of options. Of course, Berlin is also home to several important historical sites and landmarks. These include the Berlin Wall, Brandenburg Gate, Checkpoint Charlie, and the Jewish Museum. 2. The Black Forest, which inspired 1,000 fairy tales. Growing up, you most likely heard a Brothers Grimm fairy tale or two. Well, why not visit the magical land that supposedly inspired such stories as Hansel and Gretel, Rapunzel, and Sleeping Beauty? Bordering France in the southwest of Germany, the Black Forest covers 11,100 square kilometers of breathtaking natural landscape. Known for its dense, evergreen forests and beautiful lakes and waterfalls, it's the ideal place to get back to nature. The region is also home to several picturesque villages. These include the world-famous thermal spa town of Baden-Baden, which dates back more than 2,000 years. Back then, the Romans came to bathe in the healing thermal springs. These later became Europe's summer capital for the rich at the turn of the 19th century. The mineral-enriched waters continue to bubble up from 12 thermal springs for today's visitors. And you might need to rest your weary bones, too, if you decide to tackle Feldberg, the tallest mountain in Germany, outside of the Alps, which stands at 1,493 meters. 3. Schloss Neuschwanstein, the real Sleeping Beauty castle. Speaking of Sleeping Beauty, Germany is also home to the breathtakingly beautiful castle that inspired Walt Disney's version of the palace at Disneyland. Nestled in the mountains in the Bavarian Alps, Schloss Neuschwanstein is the crown jewel of Europe's fairy tale castles and one of the most popular places to visit in Germany. The stunning palace, which was commissioned entirely for pleasure by Ludwig II of Bavaria in 1869, is famous for its elegant spires that jut up from the treetops. 4. Cologne, home of chocolate, beer, and a famous cathedral. The epitome of Gothic architecture, the famous Kölner Dom dominates the city's skyline. The towering UNESCO World Heritage Site also houses the Ottonian Gero Cross, the oldest large sculpture of the crucified Christ, north of the Alps. But beyond this epic landmark, the city is full of great museums, restaurants, bars, and most importantly, chocolate. If you have a serious sweet tooth, you will no doubt love visiting the Chocolate Museum Cologne. This 4,000 square meter chocolate wonderland features 9 exhibition areas that teach you all about the culture and history of chocolate, dating back 3,000 years to the Mayans and Aztecs. With 2,000 exhibits to see, including a 3-meter-high chocolate fountain into which you can dip a waffle, there's plenty to make you drool. The Museum Café also offers a magnificent view of the Rhine from the 30-meter-long panoramic window. But if you're more of a German beer lover, there are several brewery tours and tastings you can attend. Here, you will get to savor the local beer jewel, Kolsch. Make sure to also check out the brewery taverns in the Old Quarter where waiters refill your glass until you put a beer mat over the top to say no more. And if you visit Cologne during carnival celebrations, you should know that this festival isn't called the Crazy Days for nothing. 5. Bayreuth, famous for its opera and record-breaking beer museum. Every year, the northern Bavarian town of Bayreuth hosts the world-famous Richard Wagner Festival. The popular event, which celebrates the German-born composer, transforms the town into a hotspot for opera aficionados. But even if you're not an opera fan, you won't fail to be blown away by the extravagant interior of the 18th century Margraville Opera House. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is a masterpiece of Baroque theater architecture. It seats 500 guests who often come to experience authentic Baroque court opera. Aside from this stunning landmark, Bayreuth boasts a rich culture and heritage. This can be seen in its diverse collection of cultural attractions. These include more than 24 museums and institutions, as well as several sites of grand historical structures and castles associated with the Margraves of Bayreuth. The city is also one of the best places to visit in Germany if you love beer. There are several breweries and museums where you can savor an extensive variety of brews. Among these is the Bayreuth catacombs, which lie underground beneath the Bayreuth brewery. Here, you can navigate the mysterious beer cellar labyrinth and learn about its history before enjoying an Actionswickel cellar beer in the cozy Brastubel tavern. Meanwhile, the Maisels World of Beer Experiences holds the Guinness Book of Records Award for being the most comprehensive beer museum in the world. You can take part in brewery tours, beer tastings, and even seminars at the venue. But if you prefer to just relax with a pint, you can always kick back in Bayreuth's largest beer garden, the Herzogkeller. This is the perfect spot to enjoy a local brew and some traditional brewery cuisine. 6. The Upper Middle Rhine Valley, a wine lover's paradise. Extending across France, Germany, and Switzerland. The Upper Rhine Valley showcases the very best these three countries have to offer. Scattered with stunning hilltop castles, quaint historic towns, and picturesque terraced vineyards. It's no wonder part of the region was awarded UNESCO World Heritage status in 2002. The natural landscapes along the River Rhine have inspired many poets, painters, and composers over the past 2 centuries, and it's not hard to see why. Traveling down the river takes you past the picturesque towns of Bingen and Rudesheim. It also cuts through a stunningly beautiful valley from the Roman town of Koblenz past the famous Loreley Rock, a slate cliff overlooking the narrowest point of the river. Legend has it that a beautiful siren called Loreley would sing and lure sailors to their death on the rocks. Aside from folklore, the Upper Middle Rhine Valley is also home to 500 hectares of steep vineyard slopes that pawn some of Germany's finest Rieslings. Wine lovers will no doubt be in paradise when enjoying the breathtaking views with a glass of Weisswein in hand. There are several winery tours and tasting experiences to choose from throughout the region, as well as numerous hotels to meet all budgets. 7. Munich, home of the world's biggest beer festival, Oktoberfest. One of the most cosmopolitan German cities to visit is undoubtedly Munich, the capital of Bavaria. Munich is filled with bars, numerous museums, restaurants, churches, and, of course, beer gardens. But what really puts the city on the map is the world's biggest beer festival, Oktoberfest, which takes place there every autumn. The 16 to 18-day extravaganza attracts more than 6 million people from around the world and brings a jam-packed schedule of live music, amusement rides, games, and, of course, Lederhosen to Munich. Given the immense popularity of the festival, however, booking early is essential as Munich becomes one of the most popular places to visit in Germany during this time. If you don't fancy mingling with the masses, however, Munich is a fantastic city to enjoy all year round. Among its most popular attractions are the Marienplatz Center Square, where you will find the Neues Rathaus, New Town Hall, Altes Rathaus, Old Town Hall, and Mariensaal, St. Mary Column. For more than 100 years, the Glockenspiel in the tower balcony of the Neues Rathaus has entertained visitors with twirling figurines representing stories of Munich's history. The 10-minute show runs daily at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and in the summer months, 1700. At the top of the 85-meter-high tower, an observation deck offers spectacular views over the city. Meanwhile, in the cellar vault of the Neues Rathaus, the 150-year-old Ratskeller restaurant serves delicious traditional German food. 8. Lake Constance, a scenic gateway to the Alps. Bordering Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, Lake Constance remains one of the most popular holiday destinations in Germany, and for good reason. Its special attraction lies in its versatility, which offers something to suit all tastes. Nature lovers will find plenty of diversity on the islands and in the nature reserves. Those interested in culture, meanwhile, will discover numerous sights to explore in the lake's cities of Konstanz, Lindau, Uberlingen, and Friedrichshafen. Sports lovers can take advantage of the wide range of water and land activities on offer. Whether they fancy sailing, windsurfing, canoeing, or swimming at one of the many sand and pebble beaches, they can also hop in a boat and venture to one of the lake's scenic islands. There is plenty to explore in the surrounding area, too, including Baroque castles and churches, monasteries, and striking reconstructed stone and Bronze Age dwellings in Fallbauten. But if that isn't enough, the view of the Alps from the shoreline of Lake Constance alone is reason enough to go there.